Okay, so for this video, the effects are simple, but not really. So you're gonna want to have for the whole thing a delay. Any type of delay, you can try and match it up with it. Um, but a delay would work very well with the intro. And then you might want to tone that down for the main kind of chords up and down, and put on more gain for that. And yeah, it's pretty much the main things that you really want to have are some chorus, reverb, and delay. Try and mix those all, and that's pretty much the effects for Beautiful Day by U2. So next we're gonna go jump into, I have right now uploading onto YouTube, I have the cover of the whole song, and then we're gonna right now jump into how to play it. So I'm not sure if this is going to be one video of the whole thing or a couple of smaller ones, but I'm going to get them all out today. So the whole song will be out today. So don't worry about having to wait for them to all come out. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start out. It's all standard tuning. Nothing really different about it. Right now, actually today, I'm going to be going to Samash and ordering some new gear, a new amp, more effect pedals, or I should say effect pedals, but those are going to be built in on Fender Tone most likely, and a new guitar, a Les Paul, but I'm going to get that today probably, but I won't get that till like, I'm going to say a week or two maybe, then I'll be able to use those. So right now I don't have any effects, but I went over right before what you should be using. I'll probably do a follow-up with that when I do get the gear, but let's go right into it. So we start out with, wait, let me put volume up. Okay, so this is pretty simple. We're in regular tuning right now, and all it is, it's all on the E string. This part, the low E, I should say. So just the fifth, and we're gonna hit it like 1, 2, 3, 3 times. Seventh, 10th, and then third. 10th, 5th, 5th, wait, 5th, 7th, 10th, 3rd, 7th, 10th, 5th. And keep in mind, we're on the neck pickup. Usually you should be using a humbucker for this. He uses his Explorer. I don't have a humbucker currently. I'm going to get the Les Paul, which will have a humbucker. And also, I don't have an Explorer, so I'm not going to be using that. So it's going to sound a little bit better, but that's all we have to do right now. But so we're going to be on the neck no matter what. Yeah, that's the pretty simple part. So you're going to do it twice, so it's going to be. And now we're going to switch right here to the neck. Not the neck, the bridge, sorry. And we're going to go into this riff, which I'll go into in a second. So let's get right into that. Okay, so we're up here by the 4th and the 6th and the 7th. And we're gonna be in this shape, which I'll break down. So we have right here on the 6th, we have our ring finger on the 6th of the G string. And then we're gonna have our pinky on the 7th of the B string. And then we're going to have our first finger on the 4th of the E, high E. And so we're gonna play that through. Wait, sorry. I'm sorry, that was completely wrong. Let's start that again. This isn't gonna be on the high E, it's gonna be on the G. And so we're gonna go. I'll show you how to do the strumming next, but and then we're gonna take this finger that's currently on the 7th, on the 6th, and put it on the 7th, and then take it off, and then put it back on the 6th. So that's pretty much it. And he changes up how he strums it all the time, but I'm going to show you the basic. Okay, so let's go show you the basics for the strumming pattern. Okay, so now let's go into the strumming. So we're going to hit. Let me show you. We're going to hit this string right here, the G, B, G, and then so G, B, G, E, so it's gonna be okay, so it's going to take a little bit of practice to do it, but once you get the hang of it, it's really fun and cool. So that's the main little like riff. Okay, so now we are back, and so now we have, sorry. Flip it. And now we're going to flip this back, and now we're going to go into our main chord progression, which is going to be the finger that you were, doing that before the very beginning. You're going to take that finger and you're going to keep it there, and then you're going to put 2 frets up. Your fingers are like this. So this is now on the 7th. First ring finger on the 7th of the A string and of the D string as well. And so we're gonna put a lot of emphasis on the first 3 strings. And then we're gonna slide it up 1. So now this is on the 7th. The first finger's on the 7th. And then we're gonna slide it up again. So now this is first finger's on the 10th. So it's and then we're gonna slide it back so our first finger's on the 3rd. And then back to the 10th. And then back to the 5th. after we do that, we're going to go back into the other chord progression again. And then once we do that again, we're going to go back into this. This is when it's going to change. Now this is very important. So let's go and dive right into what that whole chord progression is. Sorry. Okay, so we're up here. This is the 12th fret. And so we're going to put our first finger on the B string on the 12th, and then middle finger on the D string on the 14th, and then also on the 14th, but on the B string, our ring finger. And we're gonna play those two strings, the G and the B, all downs. Sorry, I just did something on my screen. Okay. Let me just. And so we're gonna play that. And then we're going to take off our ring finger. And then put it back on. And then put our pinky on, or the ring finger, on the same string as that ring finger, but one fret above. So it's going to be. And then now this is where it gets tricky. We're going to take our middle finger off. And then on the G string, we're going to take our first finger and put it on the G string, but on the same fret. So it's going to be. And then shift back to the position right before it. So there you go. It goes. And now we're going to go into the next part. Which is pretty much a pentatonic scale. So, we were in this position, and now we're going to put it in the middle. Okay? So, we've done this. And now we're going to go down here. So our starting finger is on the 7th fret of the E string. And then we're going to have this finger. It's just a pentatonic scale going down. So then it's this finger on the high E is going to be on, off, that finger now on the B. Now we're going to do 3 on the next string. We're not going to go to the E. So that's it. And I believe he does it twice. Okay, so we got. now we're going to slide it down into a chord progression. So now we're just going to have these two fingers here on the 2nd fret, both of them on the 2nd fret, on the A and the D. And we're going to strum the whole guitar. And then we're going to go into this D. So on the 2nd fret, we're going to have our first finger on the G string and our 2nd finger on the high E, and then on the 3rd fret in the middle of those two, we're going to have our ring finger on the B string. And we're going to play the whole thing except the low E. So it's, and now we do that once, and then the next time we go through, we add in another chord. We add in a G, which is simply just on the 2nd fret on the D string. On the A string, on the low E of the 3rd, and on the high E of the 3rd as well. And then we're just gonna kind of pick a little bit. I'll give you a little bit. Okay, so we got. One more time. And then we're going to go into an A, which is just all on the 2nd fret, a finger on the D, the G, and the B. So it's going to be. And then it kind of goes like, let me try and play you the clip. After that, it kind of goes into like a little pause for the guitarist. Let me just pull it up on my phone. Okay, so I got the part. So this is like starting with the chords. And now there's like a wait. And you don't play anything. And then you go into it again. So, for the rest of it, it's pretty repetitive. It's pretty much just, you can go look in my, in the cover I made. It's pretty much the same. There might be a little bit of a twist after this, with this chord. But that's pretty, you don't really need to know that. You can just mess around with that a little bit. So that's pretty much it for, Beautiful Day. So, yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you want to hear another U2 song. Tell me which ones you want to hear. I'm still gonna post other ones if you guys don't comment. And I'm gonna try and stay on YouTube for a while, and not move to other things. But thanks for watching, and make sure to check out my other videos.